Welcome to Coffee with the Founder. I'm Beck Bamberger. We have a double co-founder pod today, which is super fun. Rare too, because co-founders are usually like, we don't have time to divide and we need to only do one at a time or something. But Habab and Ali are here. They are the co-founders and CEO and CTO of a very interesting company related to visualizing, understanding via drones the real world and learning about it up close and seeing it up close. And specifically, it's called FarmEvo. And I'm so glad you guys are here. Thanks for calling in. By the way, you're calling in from Pakistan, correct?
Yep.
All the way.
Yeah.
All the way. And you were mentioning how all your you got US clients, so you're just operating constantly. I would imagine at 2 a.m., 4 a.m. That's just what's going on.
Yeah, that's normal for us. Yeah,
that's just normal. Okay, so per what I see here, FarmEvo, autonomous sensing to bring new efficiency to real world operations. So you're using a lot in farmland, you're using a lot in forestry and so forth. Give me a case example of what you're looking at, and probably everyone from, if you're growing something, whether it be coffee, whether it be a soybean, you want to know what's on the ground and how your crops are doing. But give us an example.
Yeah, example is, I think, the best way to explain it. So let's say forestry. You have a lot of companies logging a lot of timber. So they're taking forest land and they're chopping off the wood, making it into all your wood products, tables, etc. But then they also need to go and replant that land.
Yes.
Right. So and that's really important. So when they do that, they actually have to monitor that replanted area very carefully, and then in many cases report to the ministry, the province, the government,
saying we're doing
that tree. Yeah, it's now the tree is this tall, there's these many trees in this area.
Yeah.
The trees there's these types of trees, these kind of species. Right now, the companies that we're helping currently do this with physical boots on the ground in shapes diary. Right?
Yeah.
Now we live in an era where this. Yeah, it's all paperwork. We now live in an era where the hardware is so good and there's AI, so we can combine both those things. So we're able to do all that work with our software using an off-the-shelf robot or a drone.
Yeah.
And maybe 20% of the time with 20% of the resources, right? So, and that has a massive consequence on a grand scale as well, because the US and Canada, for example, has a huge backlog on the forest that they have to regrow because of all these fires. So the quicker we can scan and monitor these forest areas, the faster we can plant and regrow them.
Got you. And with the drone, you mean it's not a drone that you're all using, it's this off the shelf and then you put on your software? Boom.
Yeah.
Easy. Nice.
Think about going to Best Buy, buying a drone,
taking it
installing our app,
putting it in,
and
fly.
pressing a button.
Fly. Great. I would imagine that makes it even easier though for enterprise sale, because you don't have to then now sell them on the drone piece. And also they go offline. You could do truly offline mode with your surveillance. Exactly. Yeah, because in dense forests and so forth, you might go well, there's no signal. I can't get anything going on. So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm reading this correctly, guys, you have you are in North America, you're in Asia, you are in the Middle East, you work with PepsiCo, Pakistan. How did you dominate so quickly an international collection of clients?
Yeah, I think we had I'll get into a bit of background first, and then maybe the inflection point. So we're both from Karachi, Pakistan. Habab, actually, we're the same age. He actually was my tutor. He taught me how to code.
What? Look at that.
Yeah, that's how we met, back in 2018.
Awesome.
And then I actually used to do some farming myself. And then because my farm was 6-7 hours away, I got in touch with Habab to help me develop something to use for my own farm to monitor.
What were you growing?
Cotton, sugar cane, banana. It was banana. It was just too far away. It was too far away, and it's hot in Pakistan.
Oh yeah.
So we developed something. It was good, and then we tried to sell it in Pakistan. Didn't work at all. People just didn't understand what we were selling.
Wait, what
And
did they
then
not understand though? What was this you mean the first iteration of FarmEvo or?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was basically a way for people to put images into our software, and then we would use AI to give them insights.
I
Right?
see.
That
Okay.
didn't do much for anyone. Like that, it was nice, it was cool, but it wasn't
It doesn't have
amazing.
material. Yeah. Okay.
So
And
then,
also
and
because
then
of
we,
I think one of
Wow.
the thing was that in Pakistan, so US market is significantly different in agriculture. Pakistani market is significantly different. In US, farmer has one plot which is 120 acres. In Pakistan, one plot is 1 acre.
Yeah.
So farmers
Tiny.
are basically do not have machinery to do anything. So if we
Yeah.
even give them reports, they're useless
Yeah.
because they don't know
Also,
how to use their insights.
Also, if you have 1 acre, I mean, you could be looking at that. That's pretty easy to survey, frankly.
exactly.
But when you have hundreds, thousands, there's no way. So you need the technology to be flying over and so forth. Okay. Okay. So continue on. So you both knew each other through a tutoring relationship. You had a farm.
Yeah.
Ollie, growing bananas, growing all types of things, it sounds like. And you had this first iteration, but it wasn't that good. So now what did you get to? How did you improve?
Yeah. So then we said, okay, maybe we can't sell in Pakistan. Let's try selling in the US. So we incorporated there. We went there. We traveled there a couple of times, and then we realized that the problem that needs to be solved is very different. And I let Habab explain how we did that.
Yeah.
So first year in US, the product was essentially very same. We went to our customers and said, see, you already have a drone. Because the drone technology itself is not super new. We are talking about 2024, early 2024. So they are already familiar with using drones. It's just that it has never worked for them. It has never scaled for them. Because the companies that exist before us, they were doing everything that we were doing initially. So what they would do is they would send third-party pilots to the fields, right? And the third-party pilot will go to the fields basically and then fly the drone, and then third-party field pilots will upload the data in the software and they will give the reports to the farmers. Now the problem is it is difficult to do that schedule because flight times are very critical.
Yeah.
So
weather, all the things. Yeah.
Yeah, so we thought the problem was data processing because it would take like hours and hours to sit on laptop to generate something. And we're like, if we can automate that, it might solve it. But that didn't solve it. Because the problem was not data processing. It was essentially data acquisition.
Okay, so you can't even get the images. You can't even get it from the first place. Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem is getting the images and also getting the images at the right quality at the right time. That is something
you can't fly the drone at 3 a.m. No sunlight or anything, right? So you have to think like, when's the best time? It's not raining, it's not cloudy, it's not the problem with the fog and this and that. Imagine very weather dependent.
Yeah. And if one technical pilot gets involved in the operation, the cost becomes 3x. Because now a human is coming to fly your fields.
Yeah, and that's more expensive. Okay, so autonomous was important.
So we were like, what if every person can be as experienced as any technical pilot? What if we make something that makes acquisition super easy? So we built an app that we named Lens AI Pilot app that gets installed into your drone software, drone remote control, as well as your phone. And now you click 3 buttons. And on those 3 buttons, we basically take a lot of decisions. What should be the flight parameter? What's the age of the crop? So how should the drone needs to be flight? What kind of reports that can be generated? So we automatically generate all those parameters and make sure that we collect data at those parameters. And now nobody has to worry about flying the drone or thinking about how to fly a drone.
Yeah, that's
so
much what
and it also allows them to fly whenever they want. So for example, the farmer is extremely busy. He wakes up and he wants to fly today. He should be able to do it, right? And this is something that we learned after 1 year of talking to the customer and seeing what the problem really is.
Yeah. Was it because they didn't want to be on a schedule like, 2 o'clock on Tuesday, that's when you have like they need to have the flexibility?
Yeah. And they wanted to be able to do themselves because they don't want to rely on a third-party technical person coming them and charging them twice money and be like,
exactly.
It's raining, so I'm going to stay at your farm. So you have to pay me for 2 days, not for 1 day.
Oh, yeah. No one wants that.
So not only we made the data acquisition easy, we also made the data management easy. So now you don't have to worry about how many fields you're flying. You just click one button, we automatically sort the data among the field. We upload it to the portal. Everything gets automated and you get the numbers. So the app basically solves a lot of problems. It solves data acquisition problem,
Mm-hmm.
data management problem, and one thing that we also did was, if you're flying a drone which is bigger than 250 grams, you need a license to fly the drone.
Yeah, so then there's another thing. Yeah, and if you're in the States, it's an FAA thing as well.
Yeah. So we're like,
Possibly
okay,
of a certain level. Yeah.
so if you are flying a drone that is under 250 grams, you don't need a license, right?
Just
In
get it
most of
off
the
the
products we
shelf.
have. So we're like, what if we
Yeah.
integrate that drone? So we integrated that drone, and that made the product grow really fast because now everybody can try it, buy a $600 drone, and now it's able to do everything that a $30,000 drone can do.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. With now
So
you're like, yeah, drone flyer. Yeah.
barrier to entry becomes very easy. And once people, since so $600 drone is good for start, it's not scalable though. But the thing is, it allowed more people to be able to try the product and see if it works. If it works, they will invest like $5,000, $6,000 drone and buy a bigger drone, which for them, they will also get a license to fly.
Which then they would go once they're more used to it. But I think a part of the brilliance here, if I'm understanding this correctly, is it's not a drone that you all have created. It's not a thing that you have to get now a special license for. It is off the shelf. Pick your favorite, put it in. And that I think is a bit of the beauty, because thank goodness, I mean, this wouldn't exist maybe 10 years ago when the drone industry is too nascent. There's not enough ability to put in your, type of stuff. So excellent. Okay. What has surprised you so far with working with the various countries you've worked with? You mentioned the 1 acre in Pakistan versus, hundreds, let's say in the US. What else has been like, whoa?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us because like we're not agriculturists or foresters, we don't have that background.
Yeah.
We thought that we could solve a problem in Pakistan, for example, cotton, and then have a product that's ready for cotton for a farmer in Kansas. But what we realized was that like the culture part of agriculture or silviculture and forestry is like really, really important. So you can't just like force down any kind of tech product. You have to like understand the nuances of that local industry, how they interact, how things work. And we have to figure out like how to scale within that ecosystem. So every geography, like even different parts of the US, different parts of Canada, very different culture, it can be the same crop, right? So that was the most surprising thing, because when you think of tech, you think of just making something and scaling globally. No, that's not. And that informs a lot of decisions, right? For example, a sales team, we can't hire a sales team out of New York. Our sales team is in the locations where our customers are, because they have to be local, right? Same with our customer success.
Yeah.
So I think that for me, that was the biggest, like in short, that was the biggest learning.
Okay. And what about you, Habab?
Yeah. So
I want to get back to the culture piece, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, definitely. So like Ali said, that is one of the things that we learned, that initially, since I was building a lot of consumer-based apps before this, so I had no idea that this market is going to be tough and different, because I was only thinking from the tech perspective. I didn't know how sales in agriculture worked, how sales in forestry work, and how the distribution channels are made, right? So those are the things
And by
that,
the way, not only just like, maybe in this niche industry or something, you are talking with global industries, like all these different, you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, man.
yeah. So the way
It's so
the
different
way the
everywhere.
potato looks in Pakistan, it looks significantly different in US, because there are different seed varieties, and every seed variety basically produces a different yield and is made for different purpose. So you have to train your AI models on every possible
Yeah.
iteration of that particular crop, right? So it
Yeah.
took us around 2 to 3 years just to get really good at potato detection. So it doesn't matter which variety it is, and then coming up with an algorithm that can estimate a really
Yeah. Dang, man.
close yield, right?
Yeah.
So that part is challenging. And another thing that was very surprising to me is the amount of work farmers do. I did
Really?
not know that, like, they're doing every single thing on their
Oh,
farm.
yeah.
They're repairing their tractors.
Yes.
They are
Yes. Yes.
seeding the fields. They're preparing the tractors. They're harvesting. it's just these people do so much for us and we do not appreciate it at all
Yeah.
and take these things so much for granted, right?
Yeah.
So just
Mm.
making one part of their life easy, this is what I want to do, right? So you
Mm.
don't have to go and walk like in the entire field and try to figure out problems. Just fly the drone and do your task and it will tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Farming has always struck me as immensely laborious and just a time suck, because any farm that I've seen, worked on, or whatever, I've not worked on. I don't own a farm like Ollie did, but like, wow, just anything that I've grown from seeds, my God, does that take so much effort to get the damn thing to even have a little bud, and then you grow it, and then you hope, oh my goodness. Yeah. It's one of the things in humanity where I'm like, oh, I'm surprised we're all alive and we have food on this entire planet. Not everyone gets it, but yeah, that we even have the food to feed everybody. My God, it's a lot of work. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that I have, well, since I have both of you here, I wanted to ask, how do you keep your relationship solid as co-founders?
That's a good question. So we have we have one more co-founder with 3 co-founders.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
We have, so this Rana, he is our head of R&D innovation. So his job is to think of stuff that nobody's thinking of.
Yes, of course.
So like detached from the day to day and then just thinking about future products. He used to be Habab's mentor for all these science projects. So
He was my teacher and I was Ali's teacher.
Yeah, that's how we put it. But so I think the first thing is that we have very different skill sets and very different responsibilities within the business.
That's helpful.
So
yes.
I think having those clear boundaries is the most important thing. And then,
as boundaries, you mean in different skill sets, and this is my area and this is your area, right?
Yeah, those are very clearly defined. No one takes offense if we comment on each other's areas with like complete transparency. I think that's really important to be able to say whatever you want, whenever you want, and then take that really well. So I think because Habab and I are also friends, and now we're all friends, so I think that comfort level is naturally there. But yeah, Habab, I don't know if you have anything to add. We were in New York a couple of months ago, and we attended a workshop in our investor, like Gutter Capital's office, on co-founder relationships.
Yes.
We realized that honestly, like we haven't even scratched the surface. You know, there's so many things that we haven't like openly discussed.
Yeah, you're like, haven't gotten that top. Yeah.
Because I don't know, like part of it is like we're both Pakistani. Pakistani culture is like just get on with it. Something happens, like you don't need to speak about it. American culture is like, okay, let's pause.
Oh, wait. So yeah, what is American culture to you? I find culture so fascinating. It's one of my favorite topics. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's very different, you know, like you focus on like expressing yourself, talking about problems, you know, like just leaving it all on the table, and then, you know, just debate and discussion. And Pakistani culture is like keep your mouth shut and get on with it, and then it'll just fade away. It'll fade away, you know.
Oh, it just gets buried. It just gets buried.
Yeah.
It's not a direct culture, is what I'm picking up.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, it's
this would drive me crazy.
British.
Yeah,
it's very British that way because, you know, we were colonized by the British, so I think it comes a little bit from
the Brits, you know. Oh, yeah, I don't like that too much. Really means I absolutely hate it, but I don't. It's not for me. Yeah. Yes. Good point.
Yep, I agree, and I think it's just because we are at the same age level, we share the same vision.
Yeah, that's helpful.
And I think that's what helps us most, because this is how we make our decisions. Is it getting us closer to our vision, right? And if it's not, we debate about it, and we basically internally make those decisions by agreeing or disagreeing, and we are respectful for one another, and we understand, and I think we're a bit of mix of both. So I consider myself being Pakistani as well as American because I've spent a lot of time in the US as well. So I'm kind of in between.
Both cultures,
so I try to communicate everything that I have.
Yeah.
And I try to share with both of my co-founders,
Yeah.
and that helps in most of the cases. And to that, my job, I know, is to whatever Rana has researched on, I need to think about how do we scale it, how do we put it in front of the customer, how do we make it scalable and easy, right? And while Rana is like, okay, I have come up with this idea, let me research on it. So he goes off the grid for like 2-3 months.
I'll be
trying
back
to
in 7
solve one
hours.
problem,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He keeps on working on it because these problems require a lot of back and forth to collect a lot of data. You have to analyze them and then collect a lot of data, analyze them. And until then, what I'm trying to do is whatever Rana has given me in the past month, just bring that onto the product and ship it to the customers and see their reactions.
And then learn from there. That's your own version of data collection.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, to wrap us up for today, guys, question for both of you. What has recently become clear? Ali, how about you first?
What has recently become clear? I think that's a good question. I think relevant to the business, I think something that has become clear is our long-term vision. Like we initially started out because of my farm and we started out with crop monitoring very specifically, right? Then we said, okay, let's do forestry as well. Now what we're looking at is that what we're developing is like a base layer of software intelligence that can be used for autonomous sensing in any industry, right? So we have software that can be put into not only drones, but also ground robots, which we're doing and we're launching in January. Can be used for not only farming, but forestry, like utility, inspection management, inspecting mines, power lines, everything. So that is something that, has become clear and we're all aligned. But it was a journey to like get from crop monitoring to have that grand vision. And that's something like pretty exciting to build towards.
So it's actually your aperture has opened more as you've gotten further along to go like, oh, there's actually more application than maybe we thought.
Yeah, because we made the drones autonomous for farming. Now what we realize that we can actually inspect very long utility lines for miles and miles with the same software.
Yeah,
right? So,
which is great. Another thing that has you need so much land it takes over, and then you need to monitor from a distance and so forth. So yeah, totally get that. What about you, Habab?
So as a company, I think Ali has already explained it. As a person, I think I've become a better person. I think I'm becoming
I love that. I never hear that on here.
Yeah, I think I'm becoming more of a leader rather than a builder. Earlier, I used to try to solve every single problem by myself, but I've realized that, like over time, I've realized that companies that become great are not big, like they don't become great just because of one person.
Oh no, they cannot. It's
To
impossible.
empower a lot of people that are around you, give them opportunities. I think a good leader is the leader that produces more leader, and that's what I'm aiming for. And because I know that one person cannot make a difference, so we need more people like us.
It is a team effort for sure.
Yeah. Even one company cannot make a difference, so we need more companies and more people working towards the same vision.
True. In a way, your ultimate showcase of leadership, or you in the ultimate realm, is you replace yourself. You build people to such a level that is the dream. That's every founder's dream of like, please, can I just leave? Can you guys take it over? No. But yes, to go like, oh, the team has it. They can take it. Thank God. Go with God. Go. Godspeed. Well, guys, thank you for being here. Especially, what time is it over there?
It's just past midnight.
Who cares? Yeah, it is midnight in Pakistan. Yeah. Great. I love the energy. Also, thank you for the candid answers. And this is exciting. Can't wait to see you in New York.
Yeah, excited to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being on today, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Take care.